Today I am going to discuss on laborers and processing industries in and after lockdown. This is a session of national webinar on problems and opportunities in agriculture in and after COVID-19, which is organized by Jaisingpur College, Jaisingpur. At the beginning, I am thankful to Principal Dr. Rajendra Kumbhar and other organizers for inviting me to this session. I would like to discuss on the workers, laborers and the farmers, their significance in agriculture sector and agro based industry. The most of the population we know is dependent on agriculture in India, and this agriculture is dependent on monsoon. Agro processing has now emerged as major economic activity worldwide. The role of agriculture growth in lifting people out of poverty is also well recognized. This agriculture sector significantly contribute to the food security of any particular country. We should thank to farmers and landless laborers. They made tremendous growth of agriculture and horticulture with their efforts. The rural infrastructure and agriculture research are key drivers for the development of this sector. COVID-19 pandemic has created the uncertainties in economy. Similarly, it came to agriculture sector. But in lockdown, we have observed that it was only the sector which was going on and all other sectors were closed during the lockdown. Due to uncertainties, always decision making paralysis exists. But it will not work. It is more serious matter for any economy. So we have to come out from this situation. Most affected factors are workers in the economy. As no job security and they have lost the income opportunity, ultimately the livelihood. So we have to take care of this particular strata of the society and part of the economy. As recently there is one report published by World Bank that is called Global Economic Prospects Report, which is published on 9th June 2020. It shows that expected economic fallout of COVID-19 pandemic, according to which the global economy will shrink by 5.2% and it will mark the deepest recession since Second World War. As we know, the India's agriculture sector depends on migrant laborers for several operations. Any particular family member of the farmers or the household in the rural area, they are the migrant laborers, and that's why the people are dependent on them. Now, an estimated 50 million migrant laborers are expected to have returned to their native places from cities following the nationwide lockdown from 24th March this year. They account for about 11% of non-self-employed labor force. Many migrant laborers, mainly from eastern states, are working in agriculture fields in the country's west and north. They are also significantly employed in marine fishing, post-harvest activities, managing livestock, in marketing also, and also in creation of agriculture infrastructure. As in Indian economy, there is rural-urban divide. According to census 1901, 11.5% people were living in cities. By 2011, this number grew to 31%, and according to estimates of United Nations, by 2030 it will go to 40% Indian that they will reside in the cities. As we observe, increase in problems of villages leads to increase in problems of cities. So we try to solve the problems of villages, then we can automatically solve many problems of cities. So we can take into consideration one thought given by Mahatma Gandhi at that time. In his age, he said, our country was never so unhappy, and miserable as it is at present. In the cities, people may be getting big profits and good wages, but all that has become possible by sucking the bloods of villagers. So we have to think about it carefully. The agriculture can be made sustainable and even economically empowered, profitable only because of agro-based industries. If the supply chain management is properly done, then agriculture will have good days, and that's why we have to think about the agro-based industries. As as far as shock analysis is concerned, the strengths of agro-based industry, if we see, there is huge natural resources. Then suitable geographical conditions for agricultural production are available. The raw material is also available. We have ability to export the processed foods or agriculture products. Then there is a strong traditional knowledge available with farmers and landless laborers. Additional employment opportunities may be generated through these activities. Improvement in product quality is possible. The good labor supply is available as far as mass of our country is there. Large domestic demand is also there because of our own population in the country. The domestic market itself will survive on the basis of agro-based industries. If we look at weaknesses, there may be a shortage of infrastructure facilities, especially in rural area. The low quality raw material, then complex export procedure, political interference, shortage of finance, then the lack of professional management, traditional approach, lack of modern technology, that those are weaknesses that we can take into consideration. The opportunities for agro-based industries, they are increasing market span, export opportunities are available, value addition is possible for agriculture produce and agriculture products. Entrepreneurship development in rural area is also there, and it will also provide the employment opportunity to rural youth. More employment opportunities may be generated through this particular agro-based industry, and proper utilization of natural resources will be possible. Then there are some threats. We can consider the global competition will be there for this, because multinational companies are there in competition for local agro based industry. Then unorganized market, bad trade practices are there, even the price fluctuations, always the agriculture produce and product, there are fluctuations in prices. But if we come out with branding, then the problem can be overcome, and we can also have political biasness about this agro-based industry. Huge cost of modern technology, that is again hurdle. There are some challenges that we can take into consideration. Health and nutrition challenge for especially in rural area. Very large segment of agriculture sector remain inefficient with low levels of productivity and a globally non-competitive. Disguised employment in agriculture is again a problem. Skill mismatch of rural youth, that again taken into consideration. We have to address this problem. Inadequate infrastructure. We have to develop such a infrastructure which will be useful for the rural and agro-based industry. Then inadequacy of reaching government programs to the people, agro-based industry and rural people. Social harmony is again required in rural area, that will contribute to the development when the people come together and they join hands in hand and they can work for economic and social development. Sustaining economic activity, that is again a challenge. As I mentioned at the beginning, the major challenge for now is about landless laborers. Major part of rural population is of them, and always the government think about and people agitate or make movements for farmers, but about landless laborers we have to think about, because they have no assets and income sources otherwise. So no doubt the package for farmers is required. It should be given. However, landless laborers are neglected, who are more sufferers from any uncertainty and even calamity and problems. It has also a social dimension which should be considered here, that most of the landless laborers belong to a scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and other backward classes. So economic adversities impact on them leads to increase in economic exclusion as well as social exclusion. So we have to think about the development of workers and how to address the problems of landless laborers. That again important point for our concern. Then due to lockdown and economic uncertainty, economic and social exclusion will increase. So we have to provide the employment opportunities not only with considering Narega, but also with considering what opportunities can be available in agro-based industry as well as agriculture. Along with that, the government has to take concern of food security and income parity for the landless laborers. There is a need of the revision of government schemes in the light of emerging business environment at national and international level. Even with the innovations and management skills and technology, agro-based industry can come up as major player in economy as well as a tool for rural development. The laborers can also be involved in creation and revamping of rural infrastructure. Both that infrastructure may be farm and non-farm infrastructure for godowns, water management, and in food and fodder processing also to be considered. So, with considering this matter, I think majority part of the sufferers is laborers and migrant laborers, which are basically from rural area. They return to the villages, and even the landless laborers working in villages. We have to take into consideration their part on priority importance, and proper wages should be given to them as far as their sustainability and livelihood is concerned. So, we can consider the exclusion of this landless laborer due to this particular COVID-19 pandemic, lockdown, and even in coming age or coming days, there will be the recession in economy, and also in that period the same similar people will suffer. So the government has to come out with stimulus activities for them, especially who have no land or other resources for income generating activity. With considering this matter, I think we have to go for proper government policy intervention, and the even in the particular village development, the landless laborers are important base for the particular agriculture activity. That's why they are to be taken into consideration properly. So agriculture or agro-based industry can be survived, and it can be become competitive as it will be a local economic activity, but it can be globally competitive with considering the matter what technology is available. If agro-based industry, agriculture sector consider available technology, and if we use it, the rural youth will have ample of employment opportunities. As far as e-commerce is concerned, if we go through this particular technology which can be used for the purpose of marketing of agriculture produce as well as agriculture products, food products, which are outcome of the agro-based industry, and we can also take benefit of that for rural area villages, farmers, laborers, and other stakeholders of agriculture sector. So I think we have to come out with proper strategies for overcoming the problem of the agriculture laborers as well as agro-based industries. Then it is possible to come out for the particular development after COVID-19 pandemic, and even for bright future of our economy through the development of particular farmers and the landless laborers in particular. So I think this should be a priority for the policy prescription as well as the local level administration, national level administration, and state level government also. Thank you, one in all.